How to avoid a crack in a cheesecake is when you're almost done in the oven, you want to ajar your oven and let it just kind of come to temperature gradually in the oven. Then take it out to your kitchen counter and let it sit. I guarantee you won't crack. That's a big guarantee. I'm Diana Moles, VP of Research and Development at the Eli's Cheesecake Company. We specialize in a Chicago-style cheesecake which is creamy and rich and full of cultured notes on a shortbread crust. And that's what I'm going to show you how to make right now. What we're going to start with is butter, and then we have confection sugar and a little bit of salt and flour. Room temperature butter, and we're just going to go ahead and add that to our mixing bowl. We're going to start mixing this on, medium, just kind of break up the butter. And so once we get the butter kind of softened, we're going to start adding the powdered sugar. I'm going to add a little bit of the salt, and then we're going to add the flour, which I'm going to go on a lower speed because I don't want to overwork the flour. So right now it kind of looks like this, like little beads, We're going to just dust our surface a little bit, and I'm going to work this with my hands. Don't be afraid of it, okay? Because you really can't hurt it. You're trying to just incorporate your ingredients to where you get like this texture that we're looking for, this dough-like texture. All right, so we got this dough, like it's all put together now, and you just kind of want to mold it like this. Yeah, as you can see, I kind of put it in a disc form already so that it's easier to do the 9-inch pan. Dust the rolling pin a little bit just so you don't stick, and we're just going to roll this out. I got it to the thickness that I kind of want, about 1/8 of an inch maybe thick. I'm going to use the form of the pan to cut my disc out. And the pan is different than your normal cake pan. The plate removes from the bottom. And then we're just going to cut this circle right out. Now I am going to slide the dough right on top of this pan, and we're going to bake right into this pan here. Before I put it in the oven, I want to dock it. Docking is just taking a fork and putting holes right into the dough. This way it allows the air to flow through and you won't bubble. The crust is done. Bake it for 12 minutes at 350 degrees. So we just took our crust out of the oven, and it's nice golden brown, and as you can see, it's nice and smooth on top from the docking. Before I mix my batter, I want to make sure my pan is prepared. The trade secret, and I learned this over the years, is just vegetable oil and a little bit of flour. Mix the two together, and it acts like a really nice coating on the side of the pan. You'll get a beautiful crust and a very easy release when it's time to remove it from the pan. So now it's ready to go ahead and start making the batter, which we'll start with cream cheese, which is the backbone to a cheesecake recipe. Granulated sugar, flour, sour cream, eggs, salt, and good quality vanilla. This is about 2 pounds of cream cheese that we're adding to the KitchenAid bowl with the paddle. If you want the perfect cheesecake, this is a good test to do. Just scrape it, get underneath the paddle, because things lodge under there, and lumps in a cheesecake doesn't taste good. And before I add the sugar, I'm just going to incorporate all my dry ingredients with the flour, sugar, and salt. Now this will help you kind of incorporate that flour without lumping. Eli Schulman came up with this recipe in the late 70s. The recipe was developed in his steakhouse kitchen. He knew that he could make the best cheesecake because he wasn't happy with what he was getting, and he worked hard on that recipe until he got one that he really enjoyed. And that's the recipe we are making right now. It hasn't changed. Turn this on, go a little bit higher, because now we're doing a creaming method to add the sugar and flour and the dries. So we're gonna let that beat a little bit for about a minute or so. And once I start seeing like it turning fluffy, then I know we're really close. So we're gonna do a scrape, and then I'm going to add the eggs. So So we are going to add 2 eggs and 1 yolk to our mixture right now. And then I'm going to scrape the bowl again. Okay, so now we're going to add our really nice vanilla, 1 teaspoon. And I'm going to add our sour cream. Sour cream really gives you a nice tangy flavor. Okay, so we are getting to look beautiful in here. I mean, it's almost looking like ice cream. So you got this beautiful color. See how light and creamy that looks? And it kind of holds its marks when you run the spatula through it. It means you did a good job. It also means that you scraped really well. I'm going to deposit the batter into our prepared pan. Remember that we greased this with a trade secret. And we're gonna just go ahead and put this right in. So I'm just gonna smooth the surface out because I don't want those marks to bake in that way, so I'm gonna just kind of level it out. We're gonna bake this at 375 for 15 minutes. Then we're gonna turn the oven down to 250, and then you'll probably continue cooking for about 40 to 45 minutes. I removed the cheesecake from the oven about 45 minutes ago, so it's nice and cool, and I can show you how to release it from its pan. It's perfect temperature. You want to do it when it's slightly warm. So when you remove it, it just slides and glides right out. And we have a beautiful cheesecake. To cut a cheesecake, it's best to chill it in the freezer for a while, get it nice and firm so you get nice clean cuts. And there you have it, a Chicago-style original cheesecake.